Hey, good morning, everybody. It's the October 15th, 2025 Rotary Club of San Dimas meeting. We're shorthanded today, a little light. It could be the weather, it could be the playoffs, it could be all the sporting events going on, or it just could be lazy Rotarians. We have no idea what's going on. But as they join us, we'll have them sit in the background. But let's see who's here today, who's coming on time. Steve, say hello.
Everybody. My name is Steve Scott. I am the current, I think I'm the secretary of the club, past president, and I am a State Farm agent in San Dimas.
Awesome. And Glenn Johnson.
Glenn Johnson, member of Satellite Rotary Club for Military Family Support and Secretary of the San Dimas Masonic Lodge.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Glenn and Steve. My name is Raymond Foster, immediate past president. I have the title executive secretary. That's only so that I have access to run the Zoom meeting. That's it. So let's get right to our guests. I'm sure other Rotarians will be popping in. I apologize for the light crew today, but we really want to hear what you have to say. So let's begin with the Rotary Club of San Dimas. We're pleased to welcome Julia Goswick and Noah Paradise. They're account managers with the Southern California Regional Energy Network Multifamily Program. Julia and Noah lead outreach and engagement efforts to help property owners, contractors, and community partners implement energy efficient upgrades across multifamily properties throughout Southern California. Their work focuses on simplifying project enrollment, navigating incentive opportunities, and maximizing energy savings. Welcome to the Rotary Club of San Dimas. We're pleased to have you here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Natalie, Mackenzie, do you guys want to introduce yourselves at all? Because I know we're here in partnership with the COG.
Yeah, I can kick us off. I'm Mackenzie Bolger. I'm a sustainability program manager at the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments. If you're not familiar, the San Gabriel Valley COG, or Council of Governments, is made up of all the cities, the 31 cities in the San Gabriel Valley and the unincorporated communities. And we do a lot of regional programs and projects to benefit San Gabriel Valley residents, including partnering with the Southern California Regional Energy Network to provide energy efficiency opportunities to community members, public agencies, businesses, and that sort of thing. So I'll pass it over to my colleague, Natalie.
Thank you, Mackenzie, and thank you all for having us here today. I'm a management aide at the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments, and I work on the energy programs and sustainability programs at the SGV-COG.
Great. I will share screen and
Yeah.
get us going. Can you guys see the screen? No.
Got it.
Yes. Okay. Great.
All right, perfect. So I'll go ahead and get us started here. So we're going to be taking a look at the residential multifamily program. That is the program that we were discussing earlier. So at the SoCalREN multifamily program, our overall goal here is helping multifamily communities throughout the SoCalREN service area reduce energy use and provide a more comfortable and safer living environments for tenants through the different property improvements and upgrades we can provide. So if you see down here on the map in the dark blue, this is the SoCalREN service territory. So we're covering 13 counties within Southern California except for San Diego. So definitely within your region of the San Dimas Rotary Club. So some of the benefits that we'll see from the program are lowering properties' utility bills, improving tenant comfort, decreasing upfront costs for property owners, and we also have ongoing admin and engineering support at no cost to the customer, as well as connecting to the ICF network and the SoCalREN Learning Center for learning more about energy efficiency initiatives out there, and as well as accessing other supports such as co-branded marketing materials and all of our marketing staff here at ICF.
Great. So just diving right into the eligibility requirements for this program. So we work with multifamily units only on the multifamily side, but SoCalREN implements many other programs. I know the Rotary works a lot with students. We have a workforce development program working with students, and we also have a public sector program, direct install, hard to reach, but we're going to talk about the multifamily side. So if that's of interest, please connect to us and we can help navigate you to those other programs. But for the properties that are participating in the multifamily program, they must receive service from Southern California Edison and or SoCalGas. SoCalREN is a partnership between SoCal Edison and SoCalGas that are coming together to provide energy efficiency rebates. So we need to verify that they are getting service from those utilities. And we'll ask for utility bills to show that the customer is paying into the public purpose surcharge fee. We are a ratepayer funded program. So any utility bill that has a public purpose surcharge fee, that's how we're funded. So we just need to make sure that they pay into that, making them eligible for our program. We classify a multifamily building as a building that contains 5 or more connected dwelling units. If there are a bunch of units on the same parcel of land, but maybe they're not connected, that could still potentially participate in our program. If there's 4, give us a call. We're willing to work with you. Just want to make sure that we're working in the multifamily space only. Projects must include 3 or 2 energy efficiency measures. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on, what that means. And then capital must be available to cover the non-incentive portion of the project cost. This can be obtained through financing options. As a program, our incentives are based on savings that are claimed from the installation of the energy efficient equipment, and we're only able to cover 60 to 75% of the project cost. Now that includes labor and materials. It's a good chunk of the project, but the rest of the 25 to 40% of the project that's not covered by us needs to be funded by either the property or other financing options like on-bill financing with the utilities, and customers can pay back through their utility bills, or other rebate programs too. We are a stackable program with like Tech Clean California, Go Zero, and LIWIP. So we can stack our incentives with theirs to hopefully cover more of that cost.
Yeah, so going into the incentive structure, as Julia just briefly talked about here, these are different rates. So we have kilowatt hour rate, therm rate, and then the overall cap percentage. So for a DAC or a disadvantaged community, we're going to be looking at 57 cents per kWh and $6 per therm. And that's going to be going up to that 75% project cost. And then for a non-disadvantaged community or a market rate property, we're going to be looking at 30 cents per kWh, $3.50 per therm, and going up to that 60% of project cost. So incentives are determined by the savings the energy efficiency measures provide, as Julie mentioned. So it's really depending on what's currently existing at the project and what will be and what new equipment is going to be installed. Our engineering team will take note of both of those, be able to calculate the energy savings from there. And from that energy savings, we're able to generate an incentive for that project. So for the disadvantaged communities, that status is according to the Cal Enviro Screen Tool, which I can show you on the next slide. And yeah, we can just go right to that. So this is the Cal Enviro Screen Tool. This is a public website. We can share the link with you guys if you'd like access to it as well. It's very simple to use. Go over here to the search bar, you plug in an address, it will zoom into that property. If the property shows up in one of these red areas, then it will be considered a disadvantaged community. If it is outside of that outside of those red zones, it will be considered market rate. There are some exceptions on where we can see disadvantaged community rates on market rate properties if it has a deed restriction for low-income housing. Or something of that nature, basically proof showing that it is for low income, we can get you those disadvantaged community rates.
Great. Now there's 2 pathways to participate in the multifamily program. We have whole building and common area. That's where that measure minimum comes in that we mentioned a little earlier. So for whole building upgrades, that's when you're looking at upgrading common area and in-unit upgrades. So whether it's in-unit heat pump water heaters and maybe a common area pool pump or the outdoor lighting, that would be the whole building pathway. We require a 3 measure minimum for that kind of option. And then for common area, that's just common areas only. And that's a 2 measure minimum to participate in the program. If there's absolutely no way that we can make these measure minimums, we still want to work with you. It's all about equity and providing those energy efficiency upgrades. So just give us a call and still talk to us if there's interest in the program. Now, this is the measure list. This is not exhaustive, but we have 2 types of measures, deemed and custom. Deemed measures are pre-approved by the California Public Utility Commission using existing work papers. This is what our engineering team will kind of look at to determine calculations and model the approximate energy savings that we can claim from a project. And that dark blue on the left, we'll see just some of our most common measures. Again, not exhausted. There's many more, but we're seeing a lot of interest in domestic hot water pipe installation, central and in-unit domestic hot water, recirculation pumps, smart thermostats, tankless water heaters, fan controllers, HVAC wall furnaces, pool and spa heaters. And then custom measures in that light green are not pre-approved from the California Public Utility Commission's list, but it doesn't mean that we can't still provide incentives there. So it just doesn't have a laid out structured pathway. We have to require more documentation, but we can still provide rebates in that sense. And that's why we're seeing a lot of interest in unit lighting, common area lighting. Windows films and hydronic systems too are seeing a good custom rebate right now.
Yeah, so this is just a quick overview process of how we enroll contractors in our program. We have a list of contractors that we already work with that are enrolled in the program, but if you or someone you know has a specific contractor that they continuously use, we'd be happy to work with them as well. We just need to take them through this really simple seven-step setup. So first of all, they would just need to make a online application on our contractor portal. Then we would just need to collect some documentation from them, which would include a contractor participation agreement, their contractor's license, general liability insurance, an up-to-date W-9, and lastly, their workers' compensation insurance. Once we get all that documentation, they'll take a really quick intake form training with our engineering team, which is basically telling them and showing them how to collect information on the existing equipment that's at the property so we can calculate the energy savings. And then this is just an overall 5-step summary of the rebate process. So the first step would be connecting with an account manager, like myself or Julia or our counterpart, Laura. So then the first thing we would do is do the eligibility check, which is submitting those property utility bills, and then as well as collecting a property owner agreement form and filling out a quick influence questionnaire. From there, we would fill out the intake form with the contractor. So that would be able to provide property energy assessment to receive the preliminary incentive amount. We would also collect some nameplate photos of the existing equipment at the property. From there, we would review incentives. So reviewing the incentive calculator with the property, and as well as confirming the scope of work with the property and submitting spec sheets of the new equipment that's being installed. From there, we'll move into step 4, which is signing the paperwork and beginning construction. So that would be having the property sign the final scope of work and providing a signed reservation letter. The reservation letter basically sets aside the money, the incentive money for that project in our bank account for your project. So once that reservation's been signed, that money's been set aside for you, can't be touched by anyone else. Once construction is concluded and we collect the post-construction documentation, we send out the incentive check. That can be assigned to either the property owner or the contractor, and we typically look to have that incentive check out within 2 weeks of receiving that final closeout documentation.
Awesome. Just adding a little bit here too, with the property agreement form and the contractor agreement form that we asked signed, those are not legally binding, they're just terms and conditions. We're just level setting, making sure everyone's on the same page. And then also, this might sound like a large documentation process, but that's what the account managers are here for. We are your concierge, if you want to call it that will hold your hand through the process. We'll work with you, who might be a property owner and a contractor together to make sure that everything is aligned so that there are no questions and the rebate can easily be distributed to you. The rebate will come in the form of a physical check. Unfortunately, we don't do direct deposit, but it will come to you once everything's been concluded in terms of the documentation process. It will come to you within 2 business days, overnighted, FedExed to the property owner or the contractor. So what's really unique about the program is that our incentive dollar value can either go to the one who installs the work at the property or the property owner. So we're willing to work with whatever process suits your workflow. And so there's some limited time offerings that allow us to exceed our cap threshold. So that 60 to 75% cost coverage, we offer sometimes limited time bonuses that allows us to exceed it. We previously had a central gas water heating bonus that allowed us to exceed cost coverage to 80% in DAC communities and 65% for market rate. And right now we're still running a limited time offering on the in-unit heat pump water heater bonus. So SoCalREN is offering $4,200 per unit for an in-unit heat pump water heater in DAC communities and $3,800 per unit in market rate communities. This is really unique for us. We really don't provide a direct dollar value for one type of measure. We usually, again, do it savings based, but we're trying to incentivize this really cool equipment and technology. So that's what we're running until the end of the month. That expires October 31st or until funds get dried up. But all systems need to be installed by the 25th. Our program runs on the calendar year, so all of our rebates and reservations for the 2025 need to be completely installed for the checks to be delivered by the end of the year. And then we restart in 2026. So we've been around for 12 years. We're planning to be around for a while. So we will keep offering different rebates, but again, within the calendar year. Adding to this one, our in-unit heat pump water heater bonus, it's stackable. So we're seeing a lot of interest in this bonus right now with Tech Clean California. That's also offering $3,800 per water heater. So stacking our bonus with Tech Clean and sometimes even Kira, we're seeing property owners and contractors getting full cost coverage for the installation, which is pretty unique and awesome. Now, how can you get started? Of course, just connect with an account manager. That's myself, Noah, and our counterpart, Laura Castillo, as well. You can just give us a call or an email, and we can talk about it. If you have a property that you're interested in learning more about the program, or if you know a contractor that might want to participate and capture some of those rebate dollars, just connect with us. We can work with you and figure out how our program will integrate into your initiatives. Step 2, you can enroll as a trade ally, submit documentation, submit projects. It's all about getting projects into the program's pipeline so we can allocate funding to you guys. And then it's identifying other apartments for energy efficiency upgrades. If there's an apartment that's just interested in energy efficiency, we can send our engineering team out to support an intake to do a full assessment to see what measures are eligible for rebate. And then step 4, develop co-brand materials. Once a project is completed in our program, we want to market with our community partners, those that were involved in the installation. So we will create case studies highlighting the success and the savings that were achieved, along with creating just some generic flyers with those who partner with us that can kind of speak to both our initiatives together and how we work together. And then 5, I see that's in light green and kind of hard to read, is that case study thing that I just talked about. So I will pause here and see if there's any questions. I'll even bump it to the next slide for a QR to our interest form. If you just want to submit an interest form, we can reach out to you directly. And then this is our contact information. You could reach out to one of our account managers as well. Are there any interests or questions that we can address?
I have a question, and I know you discussed it briefly at the beginning. So in a disadvantaged community, where it's a 75% coverage of price. I thought you mentioned that there were some other avenues to kind of seek out that remaining 25%. Would you mind repeating those?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the extra 25% that maybe is not covered, and again, it's up to, so it's a savings-based program, depending on what you're installing and the savings claim from that, that's what we can cover. And our cost coverage cap is 75 for DAC. There's on-bill financing options with SoCal Edison and SoCalGas, which allows the property owner to pay the rest of the remaining costs through their utility bills for little to no interest, depending on what kind of path they want to take. And then there's also other programs that you can stack with. So if it's an electrification project, there's LIWIP, Tech Clean California, Go Zero that just launched, along with some other programs. I'm just not thinking off the top of my head, but we can work with them and help educate you on what's available for other funding options as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Great.
Do we have any other questions from the group? Because I had just a couple of real basic questions. It says multi tenants and multi-family units. We have a lot of ADUs going up in the neighborhood, so we've got now 2 houses on a lot. Do those qualify also in this program?
Yeah, so if they're on the same parcel of land and there's multiple kind of structures, that is something that we could look at as a potential option. We'd have to dig deeper into how many units are on that parcel of land and the actual breakdown of that, but it is definitely possible to go through our program. But no on the ADUs, if it's just non-connected dwelling units on the same parcel of land, that's when we can jump into that.
Excellent. Other questions from the group? Okay, that was a very thoughtful and interesting presentation. We sincerely appreciate you coming here to the Rotary. And we have some club business. We did have a few more Rotarians jump in. You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or of course, we know everyone's busy. If you like to pop off, that's cool too. So unless your colleagues had something they wanted to add from the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments.
No, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. And I see that Mike Wallace, our president, is here. Mike, I'll turn the meeting over to you.
Great. Thank you, Raymond. I apologize for my tardiness. I was on a business call that ran a little long. But yeah, okay. So it looks like our speakers have left. I guess going down the agenda, do we want to find a new fine master? I think we should. I can go ahead and do it this time. If there's any fines, feel free to unmute yourself, speak up. But I think it would be good to. I'll give it some thought and ask somebody if they would take that on prospectively.
I think there's somebody at this meeting right now that would be perfect for it. Her head's down. She's trying not to look at the camera.
Yes,
There
you.
she is.
Rita, would you consider becoming the fine master?
Do I just have to ask people for money?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Great. Well, I am going to find myself $20 because the Dodgers are up to nothing. Dave Roberts is definitely trying to give me a hard
Don't
attack.
jinx anything, Mike. Don't even say it out loud.
But yeah, so I am very happy with the way the postseason is going so far. So yeah, that's worth $20 to me. Any other fines? Nope.
Is there a special script that you guys say? Do you want to send that over to me so I usually have that up? And
Well, I can type up what Casey used to say, or you can, and then you can take that or leave it. It's up to you.
I
I'm
suggest
just
you
going to modify that
personalize
a
it.
little bit.
Yes, I
Personalize
suggest you personalize it. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Hearing no other fines, move on down to Action 360. Do we have a food drive recap, or is this carried over from last meeting?
Well, normally we wouldn't have, but we did deliver or in the process of delivering a tremendous amount of food this week. 5 pallets of rice are being taken out separately by truck to 29 Palms. Because of the government shutdown, there's been a lot of interest. I've received inquiries from the Washington Post, Reuters, different vendors who would like to donate, and I've been coordinating with the various bases to get things out there. Thus, the
Excellent.
5,000 dozen eggs, 5 pallets of rice, and then 800 pairs of shoes. I don't know who's going to eat those, but I guess that they're included too. So.
All right. Are they leather?
Yeah, they're brand new. Well, actually, a couple of dozen are going to House of Ruth. We broke
great.
those off through with Teresa Lee, and Teresa Lee and Sonia Reed are out at Fort Irwin today. So I don't know what's going to become of that, but that's fine by me. If they can get on the base and convince somebody to allow them to run their Making Spirits Bright program on an Army post out there, I guess that's okay. So they're
That'd
out
be
there
great.
today.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you reminded me I saw Craig Jung this morning. I went and got my teeth cleaned. And they had a big box of supplies going to House of Ruth as well. All right, cornhole tournament. We recapped last
That's
month.
that's
I think
leftover.
yeah, I think we just need to pick a date. And and
We
update
did.
we did.
Yeah,
Was
we
that
did.
August 1st, I believe, is what we went with, right?
Yes, August 1st for that. The food drive on the 15th with the kickoff party the 8th. I haven't created the events yet, but I will in the next week or
Excellent.
so.
Excellent. Okay. And then is there an update on the Marine Corps dinner coming in what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, they gave us 4 more tables. I've collected a lot of the money, and now we're trying to coordinate who ordered what. Mike McEwen there, Glenn ordered 3 tickets, so that'd be nice that he's going to be there. So we have about 28 open seats. I went to city council last night. Well, actually, I think we've got more like 35 or 40 open seats. And I said, hey, if you want some, because I guess that the council was dismayed that they weren't able to get seats before it closed out. I also received in the mail yesterday the Paul Harris Fellow material
Excellent.
for Emmett Vadar.
Excellent.
So we have this in the pen that we'll be able to award. Gilda, the district governor, will be there. So everything's moving towards a crashing finale.
All right. Well,
we
let's hope we can get a soft landing.
we ordered did I show you guys the centerpieces?
No.
I don't think
Let me
so.
We also, I guess that they're feeling bad over there at
Life.
Life Pacific because they have bought cloth napkins for us and they bought them in the Marine Corps colors. So they're got red and blue or red and gold things. And then this is we bought 30 of these and they were fairly expensive, but we can reuse them. You can't see that
Oh
yet.
yeah, I that was attached to the email you sent me yesterday.
Yes, so you can see that there'll be a very nice centerpiece that we'll be able to reuse along with the red and gold cloth napkins. And then we're talking table setting, placemats. And so I think we have the decorating things going along pretty good.
Excellent. All right. Okay, so approximately 35 tickets left.
Right. If anybody'd like a ticket, now's the time to ask.
All right. Okay. You want to bring up the calendar?
So the next thing we got is the planning event for the dinner. Just before that, then we're dark. Our first meeting in November will be the mental health coordinator. This is one of our governor's issue is mental health. And then our next meeting after that, hopefully the human IA collaboration guy will be here. I have not heard back, but I will follow up on him. So, but we got programs through the end of the year. We're doing pretty good.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Raymond.
You're welcome.
Well, I guess I will go ahead and do the four-way test. I do also keep this in my wallet, in addition to the plaque that I have hanging up in my home office. So it's kind of a cool little card. Actually has object of Rotary and some literature on there as well. But the four-way test. Rotarians of everything we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? You can pass all four of those tests, then you can feel pretty confident that you're on the right track and you're acting ethically. That's today's four-way test. And anybody have anything to add? Anything of note going on in the community that we're not aware of? I think we have trunk or treat coming up soon. Other than that, anything I'm forgetting? No? All right. Well, thank you, Raymond and Steve, for stepping in my tardiness. And yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks everybody for a quick, efficient meeting.